Hello everyone, I'm live, I'm here, I'm playing video games. Sure. Let's turn down the volume. I think that's good. And if there's any like audio issues or anything, please let me know in chat. We're gonna be playing Digimon Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory. This is a game that I love. This game makes me very happy. It's just endorphins the game for me. And if this is your first time with the Digimon franchise, yeah, good luck! Because this is probably going to be a very, very strange experience for you. Yeah. We're gonna get it. We're starting this game from the actual start, unlike my previous streams where it was just me walking around in post-game. But I have played and beaten this particular game before, as well as the game that came before it. Don't worry about the game that came before it. It's not particularly relevant to what we're doing here. This is more of a spin-off title to it. So, yeah. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Oh, look at how adorable. Don't worry if you're confused right now. This is fine. All of this gets explained later. I promise there's gonna be like actual voices at some point. And yes, we're the little yellow thing panicking in the corner. That will be us. I'm sure this will go perfectly fine without any issues. Nothing bad's about to happen. Everything's fine. It's determination. Actual cutscene. And no, there's no English audio. All the audio is in Japanese. They didn't bother with the dub. Which is fine. Makes for a more authentic experience. Also, I love the jackets. It's cute that you think that. Pretty blues. Totally not a meeting place for a bunch of shady people. Everything is fine. A hero? Question mark. Please enter a name. Okay. Okay. No, delete. See? My PS4 already knows what I'm naming him. Like this. I don't think Bathurst would ever do any of the things we're gonna do. But, you know, it's... might as well use his name. Because I want to. Because I can. Yes. Onward. Welcome to Kowloon, an abandoned part of Eden and the stomping ground of hackers. My Digivice talk function is getting a call. It's gotta be. I can't promise character voices, by the way. My ability to do things like impressions is not great, so I apologize. I feel like if you're gonna be hackers, you probably should be using like code names or something. But sure, just use each other's real names. No, totally not the game trying to be mysterious with its characters before we see them. Yay, newbie's first mission. I don't know how I feel about the way tsundereness is handled in these games. But, you know, it's the other parts about it that I love. Come on.
見つけ次第ボッコボコにしてアカウントを破壊しろって意味だよ。同じアカウントで二度とエデンにログインできないようにさ。事実上楽園からの追悪どいハッカーには俺たちフーディエが正義の鉄槌を下す。
So yeah, we're basically like, I would say the closest equivalent would be like white hat hackers who are charged to go cause problems for people who like to cause other people problems. And we are currently in a VR MMO metaverse space-like thing, as we're set in the semi-near future. I don't know if they give us an exact year, but I think it's meant to be implied like 10, 20 years in the future. We've just joined them because they're helping us with the thing. Not spoilers. But it's fine. Yet another side, Chapter 1, Back Alley Hackers. So I need to gather information from Shiga, from the hackers in Underclothing, then install the malware when I find the suspicious person. This is my first job as a hacker. I've never done anything like this before, but I'll get it done step by step. Good thing about the game is it lets you save whenever you want. We don't have any Digimon yet, but we will. No. Don't want to delete that save file. Yes, I've put a lot of hours into this franchise of games. Don't judge me. Yeah, it's fine. Onward. There's more people to talk to. Ooh, shiny. Give me a shiny. Probably not useful. But still, it sparkles, I have to collect it. That's like Gamer 101. Who are you? Don't care. Forward. Zoom out a bit. Nothing you have to say. The legal use of avatar that doesn't look like you, but we are hackers after all. So I'm not quite that good yet. That's an important piece of information for later. Don't worry about it though. I love the code physics. Code physics makes me happy. Wow, goggle digit device. That's so cool. Vibes for the PC type. You just can't beat the analog feeling. Yeah. We're nerds who like to have VR headsets. HP capsules. Those will definitely be useful later. I want the shiny up here though. Gimme. Scapegoat. Probably won't be using too many of those. What do you have to say? Shiga. I don't know, but there's a hacker who knows all about stuff like that. He should be around here somewhere. You know about Shiga? I don't know anything about him. Now go away. Oh, rude. I'm going to install malware on you. Because I can. Beep, beep. I've installed the malware. Now I just have to wait for him to make his move. I am Shiga, the one you've been looking for. Contact me when you hear this message. Gasp! Contact me, Shiga. I should tell Ryuji and the others. Boss, I found the target. Did you learn anything? Well done. That guy's committed to Shiga. And also, yeah, we have a terrible case of silent protagonist here. But it's fine. It'll be a pain if he's on the lookout. What should we do? We need to know where he is right away. Erica. Give me 30 seconds. That hummingbird is installed tracks the location information of the person the victim is communicating with. Shiga, in this case. You do a trace from the transmission log and find the device info. There, he's in that area, way deep inside. Yes. There you have it. Quick, right? You want to teach this little lady when it comes to analytical processing. He's close. Let's meet back up and track him down. Should I come too? No, the two of us are enough. Roger, he and the little lady will watch from the sidelines. Give him hell. Wait there, I'll be right over. That. Don't get careless because my brother's right here. Don't like I'm worried or anything. Just stay sharp. Also listen to what my brother tells you. Okay, Miss Sundari. You are fooling nobody. Also, don't tell Chitose or my brother that I told you all this. It's kind of embarrassing, is it? Sis, we're all still on the line. How would you not know that? I'll admit, some of the human characters do not have strong writing in this game, but some of them are fun. It's rare to see the lady reflect that. And are sure to get interesting with you on the team. I'm expecting things from you, future newbie. Right there. I'm glad one of you is taking this seriously. I'll definitely catch him, and then get my account back. Yeah, we were hacked. Now we're helping white hat hackers to solve some problems. Because, you know, fight fire with fire and all that. It was an account raid, the act of a hacker. I had a net-savvy friend of mine set up a temporary account for me, but in this day and age, your account is the same as your ID. Lose it, no one trusts you. Having a temporary avatar practically screams hacker, you see. Hackers change accounts after every crime. It's only naturally they lose theirs if they're caught. So when I lost my account, teachers and classmates began suspecting me of hacking, and I started to hate going to school. Only my best friend you still believed in me. Hackers took away my ability to belong. That's when I was contacted by a hacker going by the name of K. Yeah, this guy's totally not suspicious at all. Totally trustworthy. Nothing bad will happen to listening to this guy. I know who seems to have raided your account. His name is Yoji Shiga. If you want your account back, you'll have to deal with him. Sure. Why am I telling you this? It's simple. I'm a guardian of Eden. I won't forgive any acts of barbarism that take place here. Think of this as an act of mercy. Whether you believe me or not, it's entirely up to you. I had no one to turn to, so I decided to believe this hacker's words. Not even you could stop me. So you're really going through with this. Look at him! Look at him, he's adorable. I love him. Favorite human character. I can't agree with you going after hackers. Catching criminals? This K guy is a hacker himself, isn't he? Anything happens to you. Aw, he's so worried. Listen, I'm your best friend. If anyone knows you're not a hacker, it's me. Isn't that good enough? Determined stare. If you're dead set on it, I won't stop you. But you have to let me help you. Kowloon. You've heard of it, haven't you? The abandoned area of Eden that hackers call home? I read on the net that there's some sort of black market there. All sorts of hackers swapping information. Who knows, we might find some info on Shiga there. So, should we go check it out? Yay. New friend. Real friends help other friends engage in questionably legal activity for their own benefit. Best friend. Not only do you say you believe me, you're even ready to help me find Shiga in spite of the danger. Thank you for saying that, you. It means a lot to me. But I can't let a good friend get wrapped up in this. That's why I've made up my mind to go to the black market alone. Yeah, no, don't ever go. If it's openly calling itself a black market, don't. Just don't. And there they are. Digimon. Time to go find a little friend of our own. This is the black market. I'd better ask around for anyone that knows Shiga. There they are. Hello. I want all of them. You're all coming home with me. Creatures in the cage are like nothing I've ever seen before. They're adorable. Look at, they're scared. I just want to give them all hugs. It's going to be okay, friends. So cute. Even these ones are cute. I love all of them. I want to hug all of them and bring them all home, but the game won't let me because it's mean. Okay, let's talk to you. Do I know a hacker named Shiga? Nope. Shiga that guy who always comes here? If so, try some that girl with the hat over there. She's a regular and might know something. Do I know a hacker named Shiga? No, I don't know anyone with that name. If you're looking for someone, you're better off asking the sellers in the market. The market opens soon. They should be here before long. Hey you. Yeah, you. Nobody. Ooh, me? I'm talking to you, kid. Do you see anyone else around here? Guess you must think you're hot stuff. Well, I'm completely clueless. This is your first time in the market, ain't it? Thought as much. It's like watching a country bumpkin's first trip to the big city. You want to ask me something? Maybe take a look at my wares first, yeah? That's sure to loosen my lips. Buy what, you ask? Well, duh, I'm talking about Digimon, bro. What else is there? This place is a market dealing in digital monsters. If you have a question for a business like myself, you best know that money talks, boy. You see straight out of the womb if you came here that green, you dig? You see your type around here all the time. Say, I heard a rumor of a hacker giving Digimon captures like candy lately. Let me guess, you got a capture from that guy with absolutely no clue what it does, didn't you? Digimon. What's a Digimon capture? Digimon capture. Put simply, it's a convenient tool to get your hands on Digimon. Yeah, because we don't use Pokeballs in this game series. We use something that works quite a bit differently. That I like quite a bit more, if I'm being perfectly honest. You find a Digimon program. First, you scan it to acquire its analytical data. There's no limit to how many you can capture. But that alone ain't enough to use Digimon. You have to convert the analytical data you find. As you convert, you can minimize the Digimon program in cyberspace, or use the Digimon. Now don't get it twisted, Digimon Capture doesn't have the conversion functionality installed. Hackers have to work out how to do it themselves. Massive teams put restrictions on how far this info spreads to prevent hackers from running wild. Because if everybody has a Digimon, then no one's special. But we're gonna have all the Digimon. Well, if you can't do it, you can always join a hacker team and let them show you the ropes. It's a Digimon. I mean, I know what a Digimon is, but you know, if there's anybody here who's new. Really? I gotta start from the beginning? You ain't making this easy on me, kid. Listen up, Digimon are digital monsters. Hacking programs used by us hackers. Who knows who or what made them, but they started showing up in Eden a few years ago. Hackers catch them to use as their personal hacking tools. Rare Digimon breaking some mad dough, so a market developed for them. I hear that hackers from the old generation did their thing without Digimon, just their own tools. Anyone who still does it the hard way these days is a real weirdo. Now that I've taught you all that, you're not gonna leave me high and dry here, are you? This guy might know something about Shiga. I'd better buy something to keep the info coming. Okay. So what's your price range? Making fun of me, kid. You can't buy a single Digimon with that much scratch. Where's our backup? Look at them. Look at how scared they are. I love you. Come home with me. That? Oh, that's just scrap. Not for sale. Customers haven't bought these in ages. They just take up space. It will be deleted. And again, might be just the thing for rookies. Guess I could sell one for the scratch you got. Seems like he'll sell you a Digimon. Which one do you want? Ah, the hardest choice in the game. Okay. If there's anyone in chat who has their own opinions, that would be a good sign, because I don't know how to pick, because I want all of them. One was crest on its head, which is that green one. The one that looks like a bug. The rock one. Decisions. I never struggle this much in Pokemon games, because I typically don't care that much when I played them. But this one I care a lot, because I don't know. Rock one. This is the one you want, huh? I want all of them, but you're only letting me take one, so I'll still have that one. That's the one. Hello, little friend. We're best friends now. Oh, look at how scared they are. Okay, take out your Digimon capture. I'll take your fee from it. Huh? What the? No. Don't be mean to Digimon. Huh? Who do you think you are saying that to me? You got a problem with the way I do things? Yes, I have several problems with it. Amateur hour. Learning a little TLC about yours. True. Really get to your head, kid. You don't even have the Digimon capture on you? You're just a window shopper. How in the heck am I supposed to turn a profit like this? I don't know, maybe don't sell living creatures? I never said I had one in the first place. Ain't you just as cool as the other side of the pillow? I bet you were feigning ignorance the whole time. Now you've gone and pissed me off. Think I better teach you a lesson, punk. Big Digimon. You might be a teensy bit outclassed here. Came all this way without any Digimon buddies. I'm gonna make you regret that mistake. Take me, Gatsumon. You rock friend. Eep. Or, nope, different friend. Hello. No matter how I look at it, all I see is an honest kid. Plan on fighting a newbie with Digimon? Boy, ain't you the popular one. Stay out of this. This kid's been mouthing off about what I do with my scrap. Scrap. Interesting. Let me take care of this. What? First you show up out of nowhere, now this? Here, Digimon capture. Take it. Can't do anything without it after all. Why did you send me here without one? Time for a hacker on hacker fight. What are you getting all flustered for? These hackers have a bone to pick. There's only one way to settle things. A Digimon battle. That's what it means to fight here in Kowloon. The hacker's domain. Don't like it? Get out. You got mixed up in this without knowing anything, right? No one can blame you. Would blame you for running? I wouldn't let that guy lay a finger on you either. But if you run, you better give up on Digimon. So what's it gonna be? The decision's yours. We're not running away. You got guts, kid. Look at Rock Friend. Hello, Rock Friend. I may have to name you Rocky, just for giggles. Any programs you need to scan or converted to take from you. I'm curious. It's almost like they're alive and have been alive this whole time. But it's okay. You'll see the light. Still, this will save us some time. All that's left to do is... Hey, who made you the go between? It's not fair if one side has numerical advantage. Now things are even. Let's do this. Yeah. I love the fight music. Yeah. Blue is our guys, we control them. Green is allies that we have no control over. Red is bad guys. Now, you're probably looking at the screen and thinking, wow, this just got very Persona very quickly. The answer to that question would be yes. Yes, it did. Okay. Skill. Rock Fist. Yeah. We're both virus types, which means my little guy is in trouble. Punch. So cute. Not a very effective, but adorable all the same. Luckily they're attacking him and not me. I would be in trouble. Punch. He's trying. Bless his little heart. This is little rock heart. Look at him. Okay, Cyber Dragon, we are going to be here all day if you don't start attacking. There we go. There we go. Now, the reason I'm doing so little damage is less to do with the fact that I am a little tiny baby creature and more to do with the fact that they are both of a type that I am weak against. But at least I can finish one off. Cold overkill. Victory! One down. Look at him! Look at him! He's so cute. He's like pretending to be like a little airplane or something. I love him. Oh, that's so cute. Adorable. And victory? Victory is yours. The hackers, whatever the winner of the battle says, goes. Got it? Yeah. Yeah. Who told you to butt in? Here, what team are you from? Spit it out. Knock it off. That's for Yuji Mishima. Gasp. Yeah, big shot. My bad. This guy's never seen your face before. Our market has no quarrel with you or the Zaxxon. Don't worry about it. I just let this guy hand on a whim. We're all done here. Right, fella? Yep. You too, right? Helped you out this time, but don't make a habit of butting into other people's fights. Shakedown's a shakedown, no matter who you are. There's plenty of people like that guy in Berlin. If you come in and throw around like a self-centered idea of justice, you're just some hillbilly. At least you get it. Sorry to get you worked up. You come too. One Digimon down, a few hundred more to go. And off into the wilderness they go. You finally cutting the line off? Back into the wild. But he stays because he loves us. And that's good because I love him too. I've had you for 5 minutes, but you're already my favorite. Looks like that one's taking a liking to you. Come on, use it. There must be some sort of connection here. Look at him. Look at his face. I love him. So, what made you come all the way here without even one Digimon in tow? I see. So you came here in pursuit of Yoji Shiga? The hackers raided your account, huh? I want to say that was pretty ballsy of you, but truth be told, it was damn reckless. Eden is a virtual space created from the most state-of-the-art tech in the world. In other words, Yoji Shiga is pretty much a hacking prodigy. The man you're after is the best of the best. A cyber terrorist of global repute. Not the kind of guy a twerp like you can take on alone. Hey, give it up, kid. Get back to your old life, okay? No. I'm stubborn. You're a real pig, you know that? Still, can't say I dislike it either. Truth is, I'm after Yoji Shiga myself. I'm a handyman, you see. A source of mine asked me to investigate the guy. Listen, not all Eden hackers are scum like Shiga. Not us, not our clients. Say, wanna come with me? You can join us, after you show us what you're made of course. That being said, better think it over. Joining up with me means you're actually an honest-to-God hacker. You'll become the same as those who spat in your face. May sound a bit stuck up with me, but all hackers are pretty much the same beast. If you're prepared to go that far with this, let me make it up for how lame I made you look back there. My Huddy hacker team will lend you a hand. I mean, not like we have any better options. Even so. Well said. So here I am, back to Berlin. And that is how we got here. We've got to go to Medicinfo. Still, the hard part is yet to come. Let's go. Shiga's just dead. Let's get it. Yeah. And look at it. He's following us in the world. Look at my little rock friend. Hang on. Let's save. Let's save real quick. And then we shall name Rock Friend. Digimon. Settings. You. Wish to rename you. Our friend. Done. Yeah. These are our stats. Not very impressive, but I mean, you know. And you might be looking at that and thinking, that's a low max level. For starting at level 5 and being level 6. Don't worry about it. We're gonna get into the game's mechanics eventually. But first, time to go confront the man who ruined our life. Supposedly. I don't care. Onward. And now we're flying. Again, if you have no experience with this franchise, this is probably very strange to you, and I can't help you. Yay, fights. Go. Breakfast. You. Now we're dealing with some actual damage, because we're not impeded by having to deal with a type that is much stronger against us and enemies that are much, much stronger than these little fellas. But look at how cute they are. But unfortunately they have to die. Because you don't really catch the ones you fight. It's not how it works. Look at them! Look at how cute they are. Adorable. I love them. You leave those Digimon alone. Help! Aw, poor babies. What the? Aw, look at them. Look at them. Everybody gets hugs. Oh, there's a human here too. Hey, you there. Don't let him get away. That's a good one. I'll take real good care of you. Don't worry. You stay away. That's him. Shiga. Good, because we were going to kick his butt anyway. But did he terrorize them? I have a strong emotional attachment to pretty much every Digimon. I can't help it. Admittedly, this picture is probably going to be like 30 to 40% just me squeeing over the Digimon. Good timing. Help me capture these guys here, would you? Take a look. You don't see programs like this around here. Gotta be a rare one. Do a good job and I'll even let you have one. How about you come with us, buddy? Not you two. You two go be free and go play your part in the other game. Oh, look at them. Right now, what happens next is up to you. This is your test. Poor things. Let them go. Thanks a bunch. Oh, it's so cute. Hey, what are you letting them run off for? Yeah, we have business with you, buddy. Finally chase them down. Hey, you guys, get back here. Nope. Hey, you guys stay out of my way. Sorry to interrupt. No, I'm not. I'm not the least bit sorry. That being said, we do have business with you. Yes, yes we do. Who are you guys? We're Huddy. Handyman. You mean to tell me I've caught Saxon's attention? You're a sharp one, aren't you? Come to the real world and repent your crimes that threw Eden into disarray. Just a little message from Hugo. Don't worry about who that is, by the way. Not relevant to us. Big rock friend. Mine's better. Mine's at a disadvantage. But we will manage. So yeah, this is why we save. Ow. Don't hurt my little rock friend. By the way, the soundtrack in this game is just like 99% synth. Which is thematic, I suppose. Why didn't you open with that, buddy? Yay, more levels. Level up. And we are slightly stronger. It's an inch ever closer to Digimon him. Eek! I beg of you, please just don't destroy my account. Aw, he thinks we're gonna show mercy. That's adorable. Don't worry, our rookie here has a bone he'd like to pick with you. We'll discuss the fate of your account afterwards. You're the one who raided my account. What are you talking about? I don't have a clue who you are, man. Lay down. Your account is the only thing, Morak. I'm telling you the truth. I remember all the accounts I've raided, honest. Come on, take a look at my Digivice if you don't believe me. We will. Your Digivice, huh? That's right. Doesn't look like your account's in here. Aww. See? What'd I tell you? Don't you see I'm telling the truth? So let me go, will ya? No. No mercy for you. Come on, I'm begging you here. No you don't, buddy. Too bad, so sad, chumps. Did you forget I have a dragon? Unless this thing's gonna come out. These guys. I love their design. What in the... Is that a Digimon? No. No, it's not. Yeah. That is something far, far worse. Nom nom! Ah! Save me! Yeah, no, we're just gonna let you get eaten. Nom nom! That thing looks dangerous. We better get out of here. Yeah, seriously. We have to help. Indeed, either her error or her account will just get destroyed. Wait! You've got to be kidding me! Don't leave me behind! No! I don't feel what else bad for you. Terrorize innocent creatures, and now you're gonna get eaten by a monstrosity. That's called karma. Nom nom! Look, I've never claimed to be a nice person. Should be safe this far away. Erika, Chitose, can you hear us? Digital waves here are more jumbled than before. What was that thing just now? No clue. It was my first time seeing something like that. Was it Digimon or malware? Something weird's going on in Cologne. No, all of you lately. Hope it's nothing dangerous. I'm sure everything will be fine and nothing bad's gonna happen. Don't get all mopey just because the first clue didn't lead anywhere. If that guy was a bust, just start looking for the next clue. Or have you given up already? I mean, that works too. You'll be seeing the type of danger you face just now almost every single day. Whether you continue on or not is up to you. We can't give up now. We just got our first friend. There's a few hundred of those things more to collect in this game. Minimum. Up with the long face already. At least you're not alone anymore, right? Congrats, you passed the test. Just barely, but a pass is a pass. Hey, you know? Yeah. Depending on your grading system, yeah, we're good. Welcome to Huddy Kid. You're one of us now. Yay! New party members. Not that they ever helped me do anything that important. But it's okay. Let's head back to the shop. Our buddies are waiting for us. Vethra's commencing logout process. Continuing logout process. Continuing. Continuing. Beep boop. Logout successful. See you at your next login. Thank you. Eden is a human network connecting the world to the future. Operated by Kamishiro Enterprises. I'm sure they're not up to anything nefarious. Everything's fine. Yee. I love his headset. It's a cool headset. And now we are in the very boring Wii world that does not have our rock friend. But it has manga, I suppose, which is something, and a shop. Welcome, we've added products that are sure to be useful to a hoodie like yourself. I don't know if you have anything useful. Let's buy one of these. This is equipment for your Digimon friends. Come. Digimon settings. Equipment. Ooh. Yeah. Well, let's put the attack until we have the thing. We don't need him getting max level too soon. Wait, Narika's room. I'll go fetch Chitose. I love his jacket. I want a jacket like that in real life. But I live in an area where finding jackets like this are not easy. Flop, flop, flop. And there she is. And yes, her keyboard is a whale plushie. I don't know how that works either. Again, near vague future-ish tech. And this is her introduction. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about her that much. Huh? My big brother told you to come? This is me, you just walked in here without knocking. Do you kinda have a point? You should always knock before entering a room when people are in there and you don't know how they feel. But still, I think this is a bit much. That's called karma. Yeah, all the stuffed animals she has on her computer devices. Don't know how that works. You want me to be sad for you? The answer is I don't care. Trailed off in silence, gripping that stuffed animal. Oh, what should we say to her? Well, I know how I'm feeling. I'm feeling this middle one. But I don't want to be too mean. Also, like, it is. Let's just go sorry. No good, she's not responding. What in the world should I do? Sorry for the wait. Yeah. Maybe a bit of warning that your sister is crazy would have been good. He's cool. Hey, good job out there. Sounds like you had a rough time of it. What's with the little lady's living statue routine? Oh, look at him being helpful. At least somebody is functioning human in this scenario. Well, maybe you should go around smacking people with it. Then this wouldn't happen. Pain in her heart will never heal. Yeah, it's a stuffed whale. Thank you, Ryuji. I'm the one who told Festus to come to your room. It's my fault for not telling you. Well, you know, maybe if you... the job of an older brother, I suppose. But go on. Apologize to him. You get me the new PC I wanted, the one you said no to before. What's that got to do with any of this? Manipulation Tactics 101. Fine. Buy it. Oh, look at that smile. That's a big bro for you. Meh. Although you act like her dad and her brother. Shut it. Erika, have you finished analyzing Shiga's account? Yeah, just about. We're looking at Shiga's account. Our client's request was to destroy the target account. We have to see what happened to him after the run-in with that monster. There we go. Began spilling of errors. Must have been some kind of bug. So Shiga was swallowed up by that thing. Yeah, we just let him get eaten by a horrible monstrosity. I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure nothing bad happened as a result of our inactions in that moment. I've never heard of a bug that eats accounts. Have you? Me neither. You better report this to Zaxxon. Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. Read my mind. Still, this means the case from Zaxxon is finished. Oh, what about the newbie's test? Oh yeah, you passed. Really good job, man. Welcome to Honey. We gotta do something to commemorate the occasion. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Chitose Imai. Welcome. I've done Uji and the little lady for ages now. I'm in charge of collecting data on this team. Is that hummingbird I gave you useful? Hit me up if you dig up that stuff. If you dig that stuff. I've got more malware like it. What a cheerful person who goes around hacking people. I mean, we're being hired to do it by people with closer to noble intentions, I suppose. But still, there's a bit of just moral grayness to all of this, which is fine. Blah blah blah. I think you know this already, but us Putty guys are a team of hackers contracted for work in Eden. No case too big, no case too small. From hacking to finding lost articles, we do it all. I take on private jobs, but our biggest client is Zaxxon. I'm sure you've heard of them, yeah? Of course I know them. I've put way too many hours in these games to not know who they are. Sweet, glad you've been paying attention, kid. Zaxxon doesn't forgive malignant hackers looking to troll Eden. He thinks the hacking ability should be used to protect Eden. The reason we take cases from Zaxxon is somewhere in the same ballpark. Study code number 1. Don't support evil deeds. I'm sure that rule won't get broken. I'm sure nothing bad's gonna happen to anybody. We're allies of justice working at Zaxxon's behest. Truth is, our job is to stop anyone running amok in Eden. Now that you're one of us, better not to cause any trouble either, you hear? No provoking Zaxxon. Remember, the customer's always right. Can't say he seems like the type. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm like Saint protagonist. This guy dove into Kowloon by himself in search of the hacker who stole his account. I think that just about covers it, don't you? He can leave the rest as he goes. Okay, Chitose, one of you explain how boards work to him. We'll go report to Zaxxon when you're done. Yay, quest logs. Cat's face a brother-sister operation. Yuji's just inside. The source can't come in our secret hideout. 2 birds with 1 stone, right? Oh, where's your battle? Yeah, I see it. I got dibs. It's off. Yeah, it's not weird at all. Now then, little lady, which one of us should explain the boards? You. Big ears. Tough luck, Susie. I don't care. Bold of you to assume I care at all about Erika, to be honest. And I know that sounds cold, but I don't know. Her character is fairly shallow. on the whole Sundari thing, there's really not much to Erica. Welcome to Duty Education 101, brought to you by yours truly. Listen carefully, Mr. Bitpart. Who, me? What are you looking around for? I'm talking about you also, Ran. Gasp. Bit of an airhead. Huh, you don't get it? That's weird. I mean, you and I are cool now, so I thought I'd give you a nickname to match that background extra special nobody look of yours. Okay, let me think. Newbie nobody? Newbie newbie? Cameo kid? Red shirt? I think the only one who's been red-shirted here is the guy who let get eaten by a squid monster. I prefer my regular name, thanks. Huh? But that'd be boring, wouldn't it? Oh well, guess forcing it would be missing the point. Back on topic. I don't think I have to explain this one to you. It may look like your run-of-the-mill computer, but this is the login terminal in the shop. Stand in front of it so I can explain about the boards to you. Pick aces, do things, earn rewards. Story missions will be noted, and there's also some side content. I don't know how much of the side content I will be doing on stream, but we'll see. See what I meant about the human character writing being a bit lackluster. Blah blah blah. Onward. Yeah. Ooh. I guess we'll get messages. Use the PC. Yes. Done. Blah blah blah. Guess what? Yeah. Cases in red like this are story missions, and we'll get different colors for the dip and other types of missions as we unlock them. And note how it doesn't clarify what year this is supposed to be taking place in. I think it takes place like 2030s, 2040s, but that's just a theory. A game theory, but nothing that's confirmed or particularly relevant as far as the overall story is concerned. Let's go pick up some missions and let's go do our first. Looks like a list of things to buy at the junk shop. I think there's a junk shop in Nakano Broadway. I'll go and see. Onward. Spend a shockingly amount of long time in the real world as well as the digital one in this game. Give me things. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Map. Go to none. That was the wrong button. This one. Hello, person in yellow. I'm sure that person's not important to other things. Do you have anything of value? Bye. Is it the same? It's the same stuff. How dreadfully boring. Yeah. You. Welcome. Can I help you find something? But it's never that easy. It's a call from you! Yay! Come on, man. I told you to call me, didn't I? I've been worried sick over here. I'm in Nakano now. Can you meet me? I want to hear the whole story. Best friend! Bethris? Look fine. You're not hurt. Wipe that look off your face. Of course I'd be worried about you. Out of nowhere, my best friend tells me he's joined a team of hackers. Then I lost contact with him. Are you okay? He didn't do anything nasty to you, did they? Tell me every little detail. Aw, he's worried about us. So cute. So then this BUG guy invited you to join his hacker team, huh? What the heck are you thinking, man? Hackers aren't the type of scum that raided your account in the first place. How can you trust people like that? Yo, he kinda has a point. Hey, what's with the silent treatment? You really were worried about me, weren't you? Hey, look! Look, he's blushing! Ah, my heart. Of course! You're my best bud, man. Yeah, best friends in quotations as far as I'm concerned. So even with their help, you still couldn't find the criminal after all, huh? Still, you don't seem all that upset about it. You know, did something happen? I have a rock friend now. I think I'll find him if I stay in Huddy. I can get more information, okay? Seeing your face cheered me up. I mean, I'm not saying they're encouraging shipping, but I mean, you let me flirt with him, but you don't let me date him. It's a very mean game. It's very mean. Irk, I don't even know why you say stuff like that without batting an eyelid. I can speak. Still, happy to help. He's blushing. He's just like, why are you like this? I love you. Best friend. Hey, take me with you next time, okay? Don't look so shocked. I'm just gonna go with you to the black market in the first place, you know. Then you went off without me. Truth be told, I was pretty shocked. Next time Kay contacts you, be sure to let me know. Pinky swear. So cute. Alright, I better go. Feel better having talked to you. Don't forget your promise. Ah. Sounds like I gave you quite a scare. I'd better catch the criminal quickly for his sake, too. Ah, so wholesome. So happy. Ooh, mysterious door. The Kurumi Detective Agency? Do you need a detective? Welcome to the Kurumi Detective Agency. Come in and we'll talk. Run! Run! Oh, it's you. You really should stop running into each other like this. You're that detective from before. I haven't introduced myself yet, have I? Sorry, I have a bad habit of being secretive. Yeah, no kidding. I'm Kyoko Kurumi. As you can see, I'm just a humble detective. Uh-huh. Sure. I run a detective agency here in Nakano. Let's not stand here. Let's not stand here talking. Come in. Run. Run faster. Don't do it. I remember when I first encountered this unusual detective. I was in Shinjuku, just after I met Huddy. She was investigating something called a digital wave. And somehow I ended up roped into her investigation. Because you didn't run fast enough. Something wrong? Are you thinking back to when we first met? You were a great help. Workload was way more than I could handle by myself. I didn't have an assistant then like I do now. Thinking about it, meeting you is probably what made me realize how much help an assistant could be. I'm grateful. Yeah, assistant, she says. Speaking of assistants, did you see what happened afterwards? That's a shame. Maybe you're a stranger to the supernatural. No, she's totally not referencing the events of that game at all. I wonder what would have happened if you had encountered that digital monster Shinjuku before me. The wheels of fate would have changed the future, and the present would be completely different. Possible paths would have collided, and the world vanished. In that case, the existence of a fixed present would be a prerequisite. Don't worry, she doesn't make sense very often. Oh, it's nothing. Forget about it. Let's not make things complicated. Uh-huh, sure. You say that now. By the way, do you like coffee? I started knocking some earlier. Run! Don't do it. Don't. Celebrate our reunion. I think I'll treat you to my special blend. Don't. Run. Special blend. Don't do it. Is that a shiver? What's going on? I have a bad feeling about this. That's because you were not running. Huh? I did to my Chichose, and we have been spared! How's the case going? You wouldn't get distracted during such an important case, would you? Install spyware on your Digivice, so I'll know if you're slacking off. Come on. As if I did something like that, but I could if I wanted to. I'm just messing with you. Is he though? I can't tell if he's kidding or not. I have a bad feeling about this. I'd better go. Run. What's the matter? I need to go. You need to go back? I guess you must be in the middle of something. I wanted to hear what you thought of my coffee, but we can do it another time. No! Run! Fate seems to be bringing us together. I'm sure the chance will come soon enough. I hope it doesn't. If you ever need an amazing detective, you can't beat the Kirby Detective Agency. I doubt a high school kid like you can afford to pay much, but there's more to life than money. Fascinating case with its own reward. Although, that's not entirely enough. Hehe. Leave. Run. If you have no experience with this game or the previous game, you might be confused why I don't trust her or want to get as far away as possible. But, I mean, there's a good reason. Just, we'll leave it at that. Run! Nope, 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 nope. I ain't messing with that. Do 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 do. Boop. Go turn in that. There's a door. I mean, you know, basic newbie missions. Go buy some stuff for us because we're lazy. But it's okay, we're gonna get to the fun missions soon. Yeah, it's just picking up a few things. I'm sure nothing will go wrong. Okay. darling? Let's look for a store. Hello, person. Blah, blah, blah. What? Got a package of tissues with a robot on it? You want to know if that'll do for the tissues on the list? Of course it won't. It's just a box of tissue. A little packet of robot tissues is nowhere near enough. Everything on the list is cafe. Just buy everything in the pictures I sent you. Yeah, he tries. Here we go. That's everything on the list. I guess I finished the case. Gotta go back to Huddy. These guys. May, how long do we have to keep this up exactly? Until he shows up, obviously. And if he doesn't, that's impossible. We'll just wait until he does. Oh, I have to go to work. Good luck, everyone! Hey, wait up! You're always going off by yourself. So, it doesn't make a difference if I'm here or not. Isn't that right, Kenji? I guess. I was just kidding. That's not nice, Kenji. What? Come on, Monica. Now's your chance. I like your style. My favorite TV series on soon. And everyone ditches. Four very incompetent people doing silly things. I wonder if we'll be seeing more of them later. Hi there. Nothing there. Fooling me like that. Looks like you two are making progress. We were trying to fool you. And anyway, what do you mean by progress? You really don't know what you mean. Oh, Kenji, what are you doing here? I've been here all along. Great work, Kenji. You've been getting eyewitness accounts. Isn't that right? Do you live around here? Have you heard any strange rumors? Have you seen anything unusual? Okay, get a usual person right now. I haven't seen anything. This is very rude and kind of mean. We're gonna say this one. Got a letdown. Sorry about that. Who are you? Us? Well, we're the Inoden Occult Research Club. If you witness anything unusual or hear rumors of extraordinary phenomena, we're the ones to call. Basically, we investigate the occult. Ghosts, spirits, hauntings, stuff like that. We investigate whether or not those things are real. Or just random digital phenomenon. I'm Mai, the president is Kenji, that's Monica, and the maid with cat ears is Lily. Pleased to meet you. Blah blah blah. Don't worry, they're not important. Although I think we see a bit of more of them later. But nothing too critical. Just fun, random citizens of this little town of ours. High schoolers who totally know what they're doing at all times. What's that all about? Never mind, I'd better get back to Huddy. But first, Sparkles. Shiny! Give. Give. Mm. Hello, friend. Hmm? Oh, those clothes. He was Ryuji's new hire. Me? The name's Goro Matayoshi. You could say I'm an acquaintance of Ryuji and Chitose. I was in the area, so I stopped by to see how they're doing. Guess I broke out now. Just missed him. I see. Time's the breaks, I guess. Also came to say hi to little Erica, but I didn't bring in anything, so I'll just come back. Tell Ryuji that Matayoshi stopped by, will you? Stay. Don't get up to any funny business, kid. When we're moving, I'll bust you, okay? Just checking your chain. That sounded like date for a second there. I can't tell if it's date or date. Anyway, not particularly open right now. Was he a detective or something? I wonder how he does for Yuji and the others. Anyway, we have a quest to turn in. Not that it was a particularly important quest, but you know. It's fine. Boop. Yay. That's done. Onwards. Hey, how'd your cases go? Oh, you finished two already. Wow, excellent job. Well then, would you come your little lady to Eden? Some of my malware is set up around Eden, but it's delicate and requires periodic maintenance. Neither Ryuji or I can go until we finish our report to Zaxxon. So I need you to go on patrol. Check the malware while you're at it. But you think it'll be awkward after she just got pissed off at you? Don't worry, she's over it already. Go on, now. This is an order from yours truly. I already told the little lady, so she'll have logged in already. Meet her at the main entrance. Thanks in advance. Oh, and ask the little lady for the deets. Yay. Onward. First. Soon. Yes. Log into Eden. Yeah. Eden's main entrance, a public space used by most of Eden's users. I didn't see Eric anywhere. She should have gotten here before me. Can't get in touch with her. Looks like there's something wrong with my signal again. Maybe she's running around somewhere else? I better look around for a bit. The keyword, unhappy girl. People. Hello, little robot friend. Hi, I'm Mr. David. You and cute and clever mascot. You think a tissue play. Here's a gift for you. Anyway, is there anything interesting at the shop? Bye. Development patch. Searcher patch. Nothing too relevant here. I'm gonna get a couple more of these. Actually, I have a few. Do I have? Okay, that's enough to get me started for only having one Digimon. So I forget who it is I have to talk to unlock things. So let's just pick someone. You seen anybody? Come out. You. It's the businessman and I'm being an idiot, aren't I? Ooh, sparkly. Ooh. Those are really useful. I mean, not for me immediately, but for a little later. Onward. Hey look, all these walls, you'd almost think it's Disneyland or Epcot. That's a terrible joke. I mean, it's their fault, but still. Somebody is a stalker. How long have I been here? Since you logged into Eden. You really should have said something. Well, let's go check this out where Chitose talked about. Let me just ask, you know what malware is, don't you? My poor head. You really did use one without knowing what it was. Malware is a special virus program made by executing a process on Digimon programs. That kind of program has always been Chitose's forte. Area surveillance scanners, logs of users passing through. These little guys are installed all around Eden, each with their own special skills. My brother thought up this method since waiting for a case to come in before gathering info always puts us behind schedule. If those malware show the slightest abnormality, they'll be caught by security, so maintenance is absolutely necessary. I'm not saying Shito's programming is shabby or anything. It's just that Eden's admin team is combined of the best engineers, plus there are brilliant hackers and a team like Zaxxon. There's just that unidentified hacker, Mr. Navitt, is out. So we've got to be extra careful, okay? My character's just like, I have no idea what's going on. Did you hear anything I just said? What are we doing? Huh? Like happy when I talk about programs? I would say you look about as emotive as ever, Erica. Oh, sure, it's fun. I like programs. The digital world, Eden. In this world, I'm free. And you? Do you like Eden? Yeah, I like it. I could take it or leave it. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, let's get started. I need to find the malware. Eden free area. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Walk around. Ooh, shiny. You're probably seeing me collect these medals. You're like, what are those even for? You turn them into somebody somewhere in the real world, and he gives you things. Where are you? I know what I'm looking for, I'm just not sure where it is. Where are you? Is it not here? Do I have to go to a different area? I can never remember. I think I have to go to a different area. Let's go. Yeah. Poof. Yeah. This is Matrix plus Persona plus Pokemon are these games. Which, on the surface, would sound like, oh, that's a very strange combination of things. And you're probably right, and yet somehow it works. And there you are. Look at it. Look at his little face. I love him. I want to squish his face. He's like a... This kid, of course. Look at him! Look! Oh, he's adorable. I told you we modded Digimon, right? This guy is Spider Wasp, the malware installed here. Monitors users that pass through. Small Digimon like this are quite versatile and can be made into good malware. Large Digimon boast tremendous strength and processing power, but they're easy to spot and not as great as malware. Anyway, back to work. Moving on. You brought Digimon with you, right? Back friend. Good, because I didn't. That means you're on escort duty. What, you think it's strange to hack without any Digimon? For me, it's stranger to rely blindly on Digimon or Digimon capture without knowing who made them. She kinda has a point. You know, let's not be too reliant on things that we don't fully understand. I mean, we don't even know how they're put together, do we? I like making my own programs. Some people make fun of the elderly. Back in the day, all hackers did it like this. The Digimon discovered and Digimon captured became popular. Now Digimon battles are all the rage. So Jitose and my brother have their own Digimon, but those two are even more amazing. Me? Join the Digimon battles? No need. Fighting is my brother's job. Now it's yours too. He said you're the team's new whack. I guess that makes me the Mage Shield. At any rate, I just wanted to tell you what your job is. If you get it, then hurry and come along. Second place infected by malware is the Eden community area. I'll head over there. I want to pet, but I'm not allowed because the game is mean. Okay, here we are. And just like before, we are looking for a little friend. Hello, little friend. Look. Oh, she's sad. Or it's sleeping. Hard to tell. There's an error in the malware. This malware is Scorpion Wasp. Surveys this entire area. Seems to have sent something undetectable. The analyzer can't determine it, causing an error. I've gathered some information around here. I want to know what it is this guy saw. Something strange appeared. One of the users around here should have seen something. Good talk. Wonder if that's important. Ooh, kitty. I mean, there are cap-shaped Digimon, and they're adorable too. But, you know. There are other strange occult stories around, but each of these three were spotted in Kowloon. Okay, let's go check it out. Number 1 mirror. I'm interested to see what this phenomenon really is. Not that I believe in the occult. How could something like that exist in cyberspace? Cat must be an avatar some hacker modeled as a prank. The hid room is just a back door connected to another area that can't be seen on the surface. And the cyber witch is just a pretty girl who enjoys fortune telling. Keep telling yourself that. Still, we have to determine the underlying cause. I've initialized the malware here, but the same error may reoccur if the same phenomenon occurs. First, shiny. Onward. Finally, we can go to areas where we can have our rock friend. Look at rock friend. I missed you. Kitty! Meow. This is the rumored spot. I don't see any signs of hacking here. Meow! No way! A cat! There really is a cat here! I want to pet! Get back here! It's getting away! After it! That is the first thing you've said that I have agreed with wholeheartedly. Kitty! Huh? There's a cat here just now. Where's it gone? There are lots of places to hide here. I'll take a look around. Kitty! Where'd you go? it's gone. Now it's a different cat. Meow. Yeah. That was just messing with us. Getting vague under Alice in Wonderland vibes right about now. Hauling a small, innocent white animal into an unknown area. I'm sure this will be fine. Huh? Disappeared. There's a link to some other place. Is this the hidden room in cyberspace? One sec. I'll establish the link. This is weird. Possible even. A single server shouldn't be able to handle such a vast amount of processing. Logs and traces are encrypted in real time. And it repels normal access. In that case... I got it. Okay, go on in. Access granted. User Fethris. Starting transmission. Oh no, we've been warped away. It's almost like following animals you don't know into weird spaces is a bad idea. But this space is particularly useful for us. I can't reach Erica. How puzzling. Did someone guide you to this place? Was it your fate? An offshoot of the other one's fate? Or perhaps... You don't need to answer. You are already being guided. It must be of some importance. In any case, you have arrived at this place. I welcome you to the Digilab. The Digilab? What are you doing? This place has a faint connection with the digital world, a paradise for Digimon. As of yet, there is no need to teach you of the digital world. You will learn what you must when the time is right. Who are you? Mirie Mikagura. Think of me as the administrator of this place. From here, I've watched over the crossroads of fate, but I didn't expect another fork to appear. I have to admit, even I'm surprised. Well, let's leave it at that. For now, allow me to explain what kind of place this is once more. Don't worry, just an inside joke. Hehe. Totally not a reference to the other game. Do that. So this is an equivalent to like a Pokemon Center, I suppose would be the most accurate description. Welcome. And we can buy things. Most of these things are not helpful to us immediately. This is particularly helpful. Mode. Yeah. Can't get any new Digimon at the moment. Mode Digimon. Digivolve. What do you need? So, here we get to the Digivolution screen. This is how you turn your little baby Digimon friend into bigger Digimon friends. Let's see. Okay. We are too low level to currently Digivolve him into anything more useful. So, but I have a solution for that. Items. Brave Point E. Plus 2,500 experience for one Digimon. Boop. Now, go in here, Digivolve, and we can. Ooh, choices, choices, choices. We have Clockmon, Golemon, Starmon, and Tankmon. Any opinions in chat on which one we would like to see? No? No opinions? Okay. I'm gonna go with... I'm gonna wait, actually. I'm gonna wait and I want to get this one. Because it's my playthrough and I get to make the decision. How far are you to there anyway? Okay. Let's check your name. Oh well. I'm ready. I'm not finished explaining. Oh, you want me to actually look at all this other stuff? This is basically our bank. This will heal me if I need it. Anything else? Or do I have to look at all the things? This is the online stuff. I don't use this a whole lot. Not particularly relevant to us. This could be useful. But for the moment, we don't need this. So we are leaving. Seems like you understand the Digilab now. Oh yeah, very familiar with this place. It may seem like a fluke, but there must be some meaning behind your arrival here. Make good use of these facilities. Deepen your interactions with the Digimon. Finally, one last thing, a small token for you. You've got a hacking skill. Hacking skills. Hacking skills shine in combination with Digimon use, but are dangerous if used for unscrupulous purposes. Still, unlike the other ones, you seem to be a true hacker, so I suppose it goes without saying. It looks like it wasn't just your fate, but another source of help that guided you here. The girl in white. Even now she tries to get a hold of this place. Do ask her to pace herself. This may seem like your virtual world, but it's actually completely different. And you'll be able to analyze it with your protocols. You seem different from the other one, so I've made a separate entrance for you. Feel free to use it anytime. Got Digilab URL. Now remember, when you arrive at an impasse upon the road you must walk, turn to the bonds with the Digimon you have raised for support. That power will surely change your fate, perhaps even the fate of another. I'll see you later. Take care. Yeah, that's not ominous at all. Such a strange one. The two wheels of fate begin to turn in completely different directions. This may be proof that the world has expanded far beyond my expectations. I'll ascertain the hidden potential of you and your Digimon with my own eyes. Oh, you're back. Oh dear. Illegal process discovered. Illegal process discovered. Come to the security center at once. Whoopsie! We done goofed. So, where'd you go? What? I sent you without knowing where you'd go. Hey, I wanted to go to myself, but I kept getting repelled. I lost track of you en route, too. Give me your log later. I'll try analyzing it. I also want subjective data, what you observed with your own eyes. What was over there? I see. Well, that's enough. Let's go. Don't I want to know who that woman is? Not really. My conjecture was pretty much on the ball, so... In your story, I'd have to guess. The Yuma, the cyber witch. She must be a remarkable hacker. Everything adds up if you think about it like that. The reason you can't perceive the hidden room in cyberspace is because she keeps moving it around. You can't do that in a place like Eden without processors on an enormous scale. It's possible for such a thing to exist in Eden. See? They aren't tales of the occult after all. Yeah, you keep telling yourself. The cat. If we analyze the log, we'll see it was just a... Jeez, think for yourself for once. Okay. Ah, tiny friend needs our help. Oh, oh, look at it. We must save. I shall save you, tiny friend. tiny. I'm here. Huh? What? A Digimon's attacking another Digimon? Oh, look at him. Go on and help it. No need to tell me twice. How mean. At least she's useful. Ow. That's not very nice. This one. Haha. Hop. Stop. Thank you. Doing a bit more damage now. Justice. That's what you get for pulling a tiny Digimon. Yes. Now we can go Digivolve ourselves into something fun. Oh, look at him. Look at his little face. Oh, look at his little voice. No, it's a hacker. Look at him. Oh. What's with that reaction? We just saved you, you know. Who are you? Don't move. There, I healed your wounds. I just mimicked what my brother would do. Are you better now? Yeah, thanks so much. You guys are good hackers, ain't ya? I'm Wormmon. Nice to meet ya. I guess Digimon attack each other too, huh? It's all my fault. I was running around Kowloon when I slipped and fell. A Digimon was there and it freaked me out, so I launched my special move, Sticky Net. Yeah, that's definitely your fault. But look at him, he's like a sad puppy that can talk. Aww. Oh, I'm always like this. I was always chased by strong Digimon in my hometown, too. They ran off, and before I knew it, I ended up here. I don't remember how to get home. I'm lost. Look at him! Look! Ah! This game does this to my heart. Hometown? The Digimon? Yep, my hometown's called the Digital World. And if you've seen any of the show, you're like, yep, that makes sense. The Digital World? It's a world separate from this one. Say, this is the human world, right? Our world. This is Eden, a virtual space created by humans. I thought so. I don't know much about it, but I heard there's a place where the digital world overlaps with the human world. The two worlds weren't connected in the beginning, but intersected at some point. I had to have used that connection to get over here, too. Are you sure you're not bugging out? Why would you say something like that? There's no way there's another world. It just can't be true. I'm not bugging out. The digital world does exist. What do you think? I believe it. Thanks so much. I think it's a bit hasty to release such an absurd story so soon. The digital world really exists. Honest, it's like a small child and a puppy rolled into one. It's adorable and I love him. Both the Digitalmon in this virtual space came from the digital world, just like me. Well, it's true that no one knows the engineer who created the Digimon. His programs, they're too perfect to just form simultaneously. Still, it couldn't be. So you don't believe me, do ya? Fine, I give up. Look, he's like a kicked puppy! I didn't say I don't believe you. So, I didn't say I believe you either. Let's table this for now. It's not enough information to verify your claim. Still, happy to hear it. You're such a nice one, aren't you? No, I'm not. What should I do? I want to go back to the digital world, but I don't know how. It's not like we know the answer. What do you want to do about it? Me? Well, just to be clear, don't go counting on me. I don't care about Digimon in the least. Look at it! Sad puppy dog eyes! Forget Sticky that this thing is its special move. Look at him! He's not a creature and I love him. Must protect. Oh. Oh. Ugh. Wanna come with me? What? If you have nowhere else to go, then you can come with me until you figure out how to get home. Howie, honest, thanks a bunch. I was so lonely by myself. Hip hip hooray! He broke me down. To be fair, that was a lot of cute puppy dog eyes. I don't think anyone would have resisted. I know I wouldn't. I'd be like, yep, you're mine now, whether you want to be or not. But, you know, it's not up to me. What are you looking at? What was I supposed to do? It's not like I could leave him on his own. He's so happy. He talks a lot for a Digimon. And he's so clumsy. What a weird kid. Still, there's something interesting about him. Thank you for saving him, and sorry for hitting you with Mimitan. Oh, look. Finally getting somewhere. But if you come into my room again without knocking, you'll get the same. Hey, we're a bond. Come on. Okie dokie. Aww. My heart. Yes, save. Yes. I see. Look into that monster that attacked Shiga in our range. Do you have any idea what it could be? It didn't look like a Digimon to me. We've never seen such a thing. We've heard the same kind of story from other hackers. We're gathering info as we speak. Hey, is it okay to leave Shiga on his own? Maybe he just faked an error on his account to run off. It's pointless to go after a small fire like that any further. What do you mean by that? There was someone behind the scenes using Shiga and other independent hackers to gather accounts. If we don't beat that guy down, we can't stop the wave of account raids. So the next case is tracking down the string puller, huh? Looks like you get it. I leave it to you. I don't care how you do it, but rest assured, you better not go easy on them. Anyone who crosses Zaxxon's gonna pay. Pay big time. She's a scary one. What do you know? The gang's all here. You. Oh, look who it is. Arata has been hacker team, Jude. You're Faye. Zaxxon's second in command, if I remember correctly. I've heard plenty of rumors. It's been a while, hasn't it? You've got some nerve showing your face in front of us, Nara. Hey, Ryuji, knock it off. Here to apologize after all this time. That again. Let it go already. The past is the past. What did you say? Seriously, give it a rest. He's here too. Think about where you are. Don't mind me. Go for it. Now that I think about it, you two used to be in Jude, right? Even if the team broke up, your old friends should have a nice chat. I'll get out of your way, so take your sweet time. I'll leave the matter we talked about to you guys. Things are gonna get busy around here. Zaxxon, huh? Guess you guys are all buddy-buddy now, huh? So, what's going on with Eden's hackers? Those guys have been acting funny lately. More and more of them are running amok. Zaxxon claims to be holding the peace, but I don't see it that way. It wasn't like this back in our day. We were more free back then, weren't we, Ryuji? Shut up. Don't talk like you know everything. Gasp. This has nothing to do with you. You're the one who ran away, after all. Yuji. Ran away, huh? Can't argue with that. Hope he doesn't do anything stupid. Wait, up Ryuji. It wasn't like that, was it? I mean, he had his own stuff going on too, you know. I'm sorry. What's done is done, yeah? Don't look like that in front of Erica, okay? That newbie, Fethris, either. We're hoodie now, after all. Yeah, you're right. I'll head back after I clear my head a bit. Word. Then I'll head back first. It's me. Got it. Send me the details. We were more free back then, weren't we, Ryuji? Don't gloss over how things really were. Yet another side, Chapter 3, Demon Slaying, Saxon's Request. Yay, prologue's out of the way. Ryuji and Chitose aren't back yet. Maybe I should check the bulletin board. Hey, why is the room over there off limits? Hmm? I mean you don't know? That's the unopened VIP room. It's famous for causing misfortune around those who try to enter. Misfortune? Students in the homeroom of my acquaintance's friend's cousin went in there and know all kinds of misfortune, I'm told. If anyone talks to you like this, they're trying to scam you, and you should leave the conversation immediately. Their devices crashed, embarrassing pictures of them got out. They got stuck in an automatic door, bitten by a dog, had black cats cross their path. Stop it already! Hey, now that I think about it, I had a weird shriek when I passed by the room a moment ago. Don't tell me I've been cursed too. Better go see an exorcist. I'll go with you. Sounds like Erica's room has a strange rumor associated with it. Wait, did he say shriek? I'm sure it's fine. Seriously? You have it for 5 minutes and you're already torturing the poor thing. Some people just cannot be trusted with small innocent creatures. I should take him off your hands. Texture slap on top of a wireframe skeleton, same as our avatars. I see. The wireframe is way more detailed than the human avatars. Ah, it's you! You gotta save me! Erica's trying to dissect me! Huh? It's analysis, not dissection. Stop making me look bad. I mean, come on. I haven't taken you apart or anything, have I? Although I might want to give that a try. Terrible person. Terrible person. Eek. You're my Digimon now, aren't you? It's only natural that you get analyzed and adjusted. But having you look inside my body is embarrassing. It kinda tickles. I don't understand how Tata can be ticklish. Can I help you with something? There's a weird rumor about this room? You must mean the unopened VIP room thing. Once in a while, a customer tries to come in here for kicks. I hacked them with a little slap on the wrist, and that's how the spooky rumors got started. I mean, that's kind of fair, though. It's not like I never leave this room. The others come and go pretty often. Anyone who paid attention would get it. Really, what a pain. Hey Erica, what's spooky? I'll teach you how to search for it in the net so you can find out for yourself. Hooray! Erica teaches me all kinds of things. Thanks to her, I know all about your world over there. You're my Digimon, after all. I'm heading to stay dumb forever. Hey, so listen to this. I thought Digimon were just computer programs, but I guess it looks like I was wrong. You guys have a feature that lets them read and learn from external data, even without human help. They absorb data around them to grow on their own. Even if they're destroyed, they have the optional structure for self-reproduction. In other words, they're just like organic life forms. I wonder if all programs for the digital world are like this. Say Wormmon, tell me more about your world. Sure, but if I do, will you stop dissecting me? Analyzing. But sure, I'll think about it. Hooray! Okay, well, in the digital world, there's a river of data particles and... someone's calling me. Looks like you've made some reliable allies. Okay. You got it. Looks like Shiga wasn't the hacker you're after. I'm sad to hear it myself. What? You think it's strange that I know about it? I know the ins and outs of Kowloon. It's easy to get my hands on that much info. Plus, Huddy itself is pretty famous among hackers. They're Zaxton's confidants, you see. Let me give you some advice. Don't go trusting those guys too much. Those guys are hackers, after all. You have no idea what they're up to behind the scenes. It was wise of you not to mention me. I don't know what they told you, but don't be tricked by their promises. Who am I, you ask? Hee hee. Well, I'm your ally. Your one and only ally, actually. I'll send information on your next target. His name is Toru Kayaba. He abuses personal information flowing in the darkness through account rating to extort money from people and businesses. He has an impressive collection of accounts. Try and track him down. Okay, what in the world could he be after? Dun dun dun, somebody's suspicious. Toru Kayaba. Ooh, sparkly. I haven't checked the board lately. I'll use the PC and see if any cases have come in. Hey! We have things to do first. Use the piece. Do that. Yes. Because we have a Digivolution to go through with. Digivolve. Rock friend. Yay. Rock friend. Digivolve to... different color rock friend. And you see his little symbol there changed color because now he is not rock type. He is now water type. Well, attribute. I should use attribution to use type because that's a whole different thing in this game. Anyway. And you might have also noticed that he went back to being level 1. And that's perfectly normal, which is why you shouldn't digivolve all your Digimon right before a boss fight, because that could be a disaster. But a level 1 champion is always going to be better than an even medium level rookie. So it's really just kind of depends on your situation. And you'll also notice that his max level has gone up quite significantly. So, you know, it's not quite very, very different from how Pokemon handles things. Leave the digit left? Yes. Now let's check if there's any cases now. Oop. Probably should have checked that first, but it's fine. And they automatically take you, so that's good. So you took my case. I knew you would come, and it was inevitable. Although you have some unusual quirks, so I did have a slight inkling of doubt, but luckily it proved unfounded. I'll get straight to the case. I want you to punish an evil hacker in Eden. Eden is filled to the brim with hackers who view Digimon as little more than mere tools to do their bidding, as I'm sure you already know. Of course, said bidding is rather malicious and illegal in nature, to put it simply. In order to help those poor Digimon, I'd like you to go after one such hacker and teach them a lesson for these terrible hijinks. Again, straight to the point, the nasty hacker seems to be somewhere on Under Kowloon level 1. This seems to be a particularly nasty hacker. You'll know why. That's all I have for you right now. Thank you again for taking on this case. Once you're done, come back here and report back to me. Okay. Blah blah blah. Yeah, well I can't do any of that right now, so it's not particularly relevant. Onward. Here. Yes, the menu system can be a little clunky in some places, but, you know, minor side effects. I'm gonna go here and beat up a dude. Oh, look at him. He's like ice skating behind me. Ah, he's adorable and I love him. Yeah. Our friend is now Ice Friend. Oh, there it is. I don't know how he does that downstairs, but it's fine. Okay. Yes. Who the hell are you? You got beef with me? Yes, I do. Stop exploiting Digimon for evil. What's it to you? If you want me to stop, you're gonna have to make me. Okay. Aww. Cute. Valiant effort, but meaningless. Boom. Pop goes the weasel. No, not quite. See what I mean by he's a little bit weaker because he went back to being level 1. But still, it's fine. This one, because we're just trying to finish him off. Boop. Look at him! Precious baby. And boop, we're back to level 7. Alright, I know what I did was wrong. I won't do anything bad to Digimon ever again. I'm sorry. Yeah, you better be. I will come back, and we will do this again. There'll be no abuse of Digimon on my watch. Red and comfy. Not quite good enough to... Precious. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about getting a full party of Digimon immediately, because that's just going to happen when it happens. But for now, we'll just focus on everything else. Yes. Onward. I gotta go check in with what's her face, I think. Should have done that before, but oh well. It's fine. Thank you for teaching that hacker a lesson. I knew you'd get the job done. I'm sure you won't have trouble with the other 29. What? Oh, didn't I tell you? Sad to say, there's still numerous hackers out there who are mistreating their Digimon horribly. There's 30 on my blacklist. But this one, you've just defeated, but the total number down to 29. Don't look at me like that. I even shortened the list just for you. There were originally 60 hackers on the blacklist. I thought that would be too much trouble for one person. That's why I asked you to share the work with someone else 50-50. See? It's not so bad. You don't need to answer. I understand everything. It's not as if I'm asking you to defeat them all right away. I don't even know where the rest of them are yet. On that note, have you tried out the Digifarm yet? If you haven't, I suggest you do so post-haste. If you ask Digimon in your Digifarm to investigate, they'll find out what the other hackers are for you. I don't have any more Digimon right now, so it's not particularly useful for you saying things like this to me. So we'll see, but we'll get there eventually. Going here. Okay. New cases. Now we have some side content in these. Now, do I want to do these? Well, let's read them first. Do we want to see side content, or do we just want to focus on this? Since we're streaming, I'll focus mostly on the main content, I think. Unless I see a side quest that I remember being as particularly fun or something. Client is a Digimarket wholesaler. I'll contact him and ask for details on the case. Oh, buddy, I've been waiting for you. Hang on, I was expecting Ryuji or Chitose. I'm working for him. You're new. You sure you can handle it? Never mind, I'm in a real pickle and beggars can't be choosers. I'm in the Digimon wholesale business. I collect various Digimon and sell them at the market. I hired you because I received an Air Draymon order to be delivered tomorrow. A regular customer of mine needs lots of Air Draymon in a hurry and asked me to procure them. But this morning I found the one that escaped from his cage. Have any idea what this means? I seem to lose everything. If I don't fix this, I'll never be able to show my face in Google. Never again. Well, maybe you should be selling living beings. It won't be that bad. Oh, don't underestimate hackers. Hackers are territorial, very sensitive when it comes to contracts and stuff like that. You can understand my desperation. Please bring the Air Draymon back as soon as you can. Right away because it didn't want to be sold? I doubt it. They're just pieces of data. Don't think about stuff like that. Just hurry up and find it. I heard an Air Draymon had been seen over under Clune Level 2. Get over there. I'm counting on you. I'll be waiting at the Digimarket. So he's a hacker who sells Digimon at the market. I feel conflicted about this. Yeah, you and me both. That's what Ryuji said. Whatever my feelings, the case has to come first. I'll go and look for the Air Draymon. Good night. Kiss my friends. apologies for that. It's not here. Okay. Actually... I've done this wrong. I'm silly. I know what I'm doing, I promise. See that green square? That's where we need to go. Onwards and downwards. The Digimon was seen somewhere around here, but there's no sign of it now. Maybe it's hiding somewhere. No friends, or any witnesses. Oh, I think I have, yeah. I don't have repair. Because I don't have the correct Digimon type to be able to use that. I will be back in a moment. Coming. I have returned. Okay. No. I shall fight you. Because I need to go forward. Three. I might see it over my head if you keep it. Oh dear. Items. Boop, boop, boop. This is Digimon. This is not a Persona game or a Shin Megami Tensei game. It took a few cues from it, admittedly, so I understand the confusion, but this is a different thing. Also, hi Nikki. It's good to see you in chat. Also, that's not the creature's name. I named it Rock Friend because, I mean, he was a rock when I got him. Now he's close me closer to Ice Friend. Oh shoot. Let's try this. Okay. Yeah. Quick, heal while the wall is doing things. I'm gonna stream for a little bit longer. We'll see. Pew pew. And the wall is dead. I probably won't stream longer than like 3.5 hours at the max. So I'll be on for a little bit longer. Look at him. He's adorable. I should probably save. Don't worry about the number of hours I put into this game. Yes, finally. Die. Finally, we get to have a new friend. Should probably go back. Is there a thingy back there? I think there was. There should be. New friend. Yes. Okay. Look at how cute. And I want him in my party. Look at him. Anyway. Actually, should probably evolve. You've got a couple of different options. Okay, so I'm not going to bother coming back and checking on you until you're complete. Dude. Well, time to give our new friend and a test run. Overkill, but I don't care. Still. Little tiny baby. That's very nice. Yeah, look at it. It's adorable. I can't tell if it's more octopus-like or what. But it's small, it's cute, it has dark attacks. That's all we really need. Hey look, they're both following me. First, I want the Spike Leaf. Come here. Let's just talk to some people until we find what it is we are seeking. And open boxes. Ooh, that's useful. You're not useful. Oh, hello, there's a slightly bigger fella. Not gonna be an issue. Okay, let's use the smaller attack and clear these guys out. You're not big enough to actually pose a problem, but you're gonna be annoying. But that's okay. Now we can concentrate our fire on you. Ooh, new skills. Which direction was I going? I do not remember. Let's just keep going. Have you seen anything? Yeah. Some fights. What do we do? Let's do this. Actually, let's use the small stuff. These small guys. Rude! How dare you miss? Back, friends. I had faith in you. Oh no. Kill him. Kill him quickly. And have him use that again. I hope mine learns that soon. That's useful. Ow! Thank you, rock friend. So close. Soon. Have you seen anything? I think so. Actually, I think I did miss something. You might be thinking, why aren't you having your big guy attack the biggest creature? Well, because he's going to do half damage to it because of how typing works in this game. And that's not helpful. But my little squid monster with claws will be doing normal damage to him, so he gets to take care of that guy. Now he can digivolve into something useful. Yeah, let's continue. I need to go down here, because I want the shiny. Give me your box. Nothing I can do with you right now, because I do not have the correct type to deal with you. Onward. Oh. Goodbye to you. Pop. Oh, and he has max level now. Which is not shocking, because that's the whole point of little baby Digimon, is that they can be digivolved fairly quickly. Thankfully. Hope there's a thingy where I'm about to land. I don't remember for sure. Ooh. You die. No, you die. Certainly some choices I can make. We'll see how I feel. This does not have the thing. Okay. We're gonna save. I'd rather not have to run all the way back if I don't have to. I mean, I should be fine? I'll probably be fine. That's not very nice. It's nice to see some familiar faces. Yeah, you see how this turned orange when over him? That means I'm going to do lots of extra damage to him. Observe. And you do the same amount of damage no matter who you're attacking because he is neutral type. That's not very nice. What's actually you could keep going? More than enough for you. Ah, look at him. Isn't he fun looking? That man caught lots of us air Draymon and crammed us all into a tiny cage. No matter how many times we pleaded with him to let us out, he just ignored us. To him, we're nothing more than programs. I'm never going back there. He hired you to take me back, right? Well then, it's either you or me. Aw, poor thing. You could just come home with me. I'd be nicer to you. Oh yeah, we're good. Probably overkill, but it's fine. I love his animation. I love most of the animations. They're all cute. What? The hacker's gonna buy me so I won't be locked up again? In that case, maybe I could go back. I thought I'd be locked in that cage forever. But the others are still locked up. I was the only one who's escaped. I've been so worried about them. I can't bring myself to go back to someone who treats Digimon so badly. You'll think he'll understand if I explain it to him. Impossible. He won't listen to a word I say. He'll help? Well, you have listened to me so far. Maybe he'll hear me out if you're with me. Okay, I've made my mind up. I'll give it a try. You're back! Back to pick another fight. So you're here to clean up this mess. And you've brought the merchandise back too. What? You want me to listen to what the Air Draymon has to say before you hand it over? What are you talking about? I ran away because that cage is too small and cramped. Give us somewhere with more space. But you're just programs. Why would you care about something like that? We're not just programs, we're living beings. It's horrible being locked up in such a tiny cage. You know how big our wings are. We need space to fly around. I couldn't take it anymore, so I had to get out. Even though you're programs, you're saying you find it uncomfortable. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. I get it. I'll arrange someplace bigger. And the others in the cage will calm down and stop trying to escape? Yeah, of course. There's so many types of Digimon. Figured Digimon don't mind being with humans. They'll be fine. I'll do it. Anything to avoid the headache of Digimon constantly trying to escape. Thank you. You're right. You listened to me. Peaceful solutions. So you persuaded the Digimon to come back. You're a strange one, but thanks to you, I now know why it escaped. I've never considered that Digimon could be living things before. I'm glad I hired you. I'll be sure to go to you next time something comes up. Alright, let's go. Buyer's waiting. Okay, I wonder what he's like. Still do-gooder, I see. Digimon are just tools for us to use. We may have convinced him, but we'll just keep on doing things our way. But the deal didn't fall through thanks to you, so I'll overlook what you did before. Come back here if you ever decide you want to use the market. I will not. I have never needed this feature in the game, so it's just like, I don't need you. If I need new Digimon, there's a dozen other ways to figure something out. I guess there are all sorts of hackers. Some see Digimon as living beings, and some see them as tools. I need to think about whether or not I'm comfortable using the Digimarket. Oh, I'm not. Nope. I don't buy living beings. That's not happening. Use the PC. Time to go to the Digi Lab, because we have some stuff to do. And a choice to make. First, let's Digivolve. I'm thinking either the Dracmon or this one. That's all blacked out. I'm gonna go with you. Because we need a virus type. Bend. Deconvert. That's a decision. Tenemon, Pokemon. You. Yeah. Hello, plant friend. Wishes. Move Digimon. Come on. Party. And we're not gonna load the other ones, or we're not gonna turn these guys into Digimon yet. I'm going to wait until they have 200% by them. Because the party doesn't have enough memory for a bunch of Digimon right now, and because you get bonus stats if you wait. So I'm going to wait for those two. Yes. Okay, let's go turn in this mission. You. Yay, rewards. I've completed all the cases for now. I'm free to do whatever. I wonder what Erica's up to. I'll go and see. Well, you can want to go do that. But I'm not too eager. Ooh. That is why you can do that. Do you have anything for sale? Well, anything useful for sale? Nope. Okay. Oh, right. Because I've Digivolved him, I should be able to give him some equipment. Boop. Pretty significant boost for his level. Use the PC? Yeah. Let's see. Actually, no. I need to back out. Let's go check on what's-her-face. What? You need something? I don't think it would go over well if I said I just came by for notices. Better come up with something. Huh? Mr. Matayoshi came. He's a detective. Yuji and Chitose owe him big time. He's helped them out a lot in the past. I don't know the details. Yuji and Chitose used to be royal pains, and he probably looked after them somehow. He's a good man. I like him. Sometimes he brings me sweet things. Well, that came out of nowhere. Not that it's a problem. I guess you're part of the team now, so you should at least know what the name means. It's Chinese for butterfly. There's this story I like called The Butterfly Dream. Do you know it? There's this man who falls asleep one night and dreams he's a butterfly flitting through the sky. When he wakes up, he wonders, was that a dream I had as a man, or am I really a butterfly and I'm now dreaming of being a man? We treat cyberspace as this extension of reality in our day-to-day life. We don't even know which is the real reality anymore. Some people are just ordinary people in the real world, but in cyberspace they're special. Or sometimes it's the reverse. Just look at hackers. Which side do you think is more real for them? This world? Eden? Both, maybe? This place is a kind of frontier for people like that, who dwell in the middle. And we, so to speak, are butterflies, floating back and forth between the two worlds. So, that's what gave me the name. Curiosity satisfied now? Try going and doing some cases or something. Although, wait, Ryuji might send the word soon. Okay. Look, here he is. Oh, you got feathers there too. Perfect. Stay right there. A new case just came in. We got our next case from Zaxxon. It's an account raider named Erica. What is that? I'm Wormmon. Nice to meet you. I'm the cutest Digimon. I'm the puppy, and I love him. It's my Digimon. I picked him up. You're lucky I can't steal them. And here I thought you were the least bit interested in Digimon. Why the change of heart? Things changed. Erica got me safely when I was all lost on my own. Erica said I could stay with her until I figured out my way back to the digital world. Digital world? What's that? Some kind of area? It's this guy's home. This is another world that all Digimon came from. Say what? Is he for real? What a weird Digimon he's out there. But it's true! It sure talks a lot. Is this your doing? Nope, he's been like this since I found him. Well, as long as you take good care of it. Back to the job. We're going after the mastermind behind the recent account raiding. We got some intel from Zaxxon. Seems like there's some nasty characters using hackers like Shiga to round up accounts. In other words, we'll have to take him out if we're going to stop the account raiding. We stole the device info will be checked out Shiga's Digivice. Transmission log between Shiga and the mastermind is encrypted. Couldn't get any specifics, but we did get a name. The name of the mastermind is Mephisto. Mephisto? That's a weird name. It's an alias. You ask me, you're the one with the weird name. Mine's not weird. And if it is, then Erica is a weird name too. First, we have to find a way to get in contact with this Mephisto. I need you two to scrounge up info on our target. Chitose, you do it here in the real world. Erica, on the net. Got it. Aye aye, Captain. You and I will log in and make direct contact with the hacker teams that may have a connection to him. You already left, but if you find where he is, you blitz him right then and there. You better be ready. I have a full team now, so yeah, we're good. That's so cool! I love Wormmon. My targets are hack teams with a possible connection to this Mephisto. Black Silver, who are based in the Eden Forum, and Nanako Stripes, who hang out in Galoon. I don't care which one you go after first, just go to the site and get some info. Onward. Let's go here. New area first. Here. Right. Box. Look at my party following me. Ah, it makes me so happy. Don't you think you can make fun of me because I'm an old man? Age has no meaning in cyberspace. I've really enjoyed the hacker events lately. Do you know who I seek? No, I have to fight you first. Aw, look at the little babies. Time for murder. Well, you were useless. You're all useless. Gotcha. Let's go here. Oh, hello. I haven't seen either of you yet. So cute. So adorable. Everyone gets hugs. Ooh, some skills. And yes, that one is just a puddle of goo. And he's still cute. I'm a strange person, I admit. Onward. That's a bit overkill, don't you think? You could just breathe on them and they'd fall over. Well, this was useless. Like before, we're going to wait on him. Even though I could make one, I'm not going to at the moment. We are going to go to the other area. can Digivolve Paint Friend. I think. Maybe. Oh, I can. I don't need another data or a virus type. I've chosen poorly. It's a B. That's not helpful. I need to turn you vaccine. That's what it is. I have to step away for another moment. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. We are here. We are doing something. I'm annoyed by the team makeup, but there's nothing I can do about it right now. Do you know anything? Oh good, you're a fight. Maybe you can get me to a level where I can fix this problem. Probably not. Fight me. Meow. I'm wondering if that's enough. Good, thanks. Right. 15, 16. Okay. What are you? Same? Oh, good. Yeah, I can fix this if I can get you to 15. So that's what we're going to aim for, I think. Because I think that's going to happen before we get Rock Friend to 30. Although I really should probably rename him to Ice Friend now. I'll leave him as Rock Friend. He'll probably turn back into Rock soon. Well, he can. It's possible. I just have to do it. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. This way. You. Probably overkill. But, yeah, fine. You.
みんなのおかげだよ。
Again, that was quick. So I've collected all of the things, so it should just be going forward. Or do I have to kill all of the people? Oh, I have to fight all of the people. Never mind. Precious. Pew pew. Good job, rock friend. I will fight as many of you as I have to. Other friend. I might be a teensy bit sharper, but it's okay. This one and you. Ah, so close. That's okay. I'm gonna kill you. Yeah. You're just gentle please, knock him over. Ah, precious. Precious babies. You should be able to change the bigger creatures after this is done. But I do have to keep an eye on the memory, so I can't digivolve them too much right now until we get more stuff. Not important. Onwards. No, it's just a horde of you guys. I don't care. This other friend. You, who's going next? Pew pew. Kill you. Rude! Spitfire Blast. This one. Seriously? Again? What is this thing's dodge rate? Well, it's not gonna matter here in a second. That was a bit overkill. As we inch ever closer to greatness, I need to talk to you. Excuse you? I will destroy you, lady. Yeshua. Is your teacher. Doesn't really matter. Just use this. Bop. Ooh, that could be useful. Not that anybody has a free equipment space, right? Actually, you might. I've not been paying as much attention as I perhaps should. You. Yeah, you might as well. Do you know anything useful? Thank you for your assistance. Oh, this is gonna be overkill. Victory. Well, maybe if you just answer my question, you wouldn't be having this problem. Finish you off. Haha. Well, you're all useless.
この程度でしょげるな。アカウントを買ったハッカーたちが。よ、調子はどうだ?
Yeah, how's it hanging? Checked out both teams, but they were dead ends. Oh, then I have some good news for you. The hacker team's Steam dealers seem to have gained an unusual amount of influence lately. Rumor amongst freelance hackers is that they found themselves a nice cash cow of a client. Where did I find info like that, you ask? Hey man, I still do this sort of things in my specialty. I got eyes and ears everywhere, and don't you forget it. Steam dealers. Those guys, huh? Oh, I wouldn't say I know them. They tend to stand out, so I've heard the name before. Erica, do you know where their hideout is? Yeah, sending me your URL now. We'll go and talk to them directly. You join us here, Chitose. You're the boss. Let's go. Meet Chitose there. Yeah, okay. And he's at 200%. So I'll make one when we get back, but I won't put him in the party. I will put him in the farm. It sounds worse than it is. It's basically like just a place where I can stick him and they'll earn some experience on the side and I won't have to lug them around. Shiny. Yeah, because I totally need more virus types, Drachmon. You turn into a bunch of vaccine types, so you might be useful, actually. Walk all the way back. For now. have an item. What am I doing? I have stuff for this. I am being a big silly person. Yes. We have some house cleaning to take care of. Digi-convert. You? Yes. Cute. Cute. Evolve. Okay. Let's turn you into this one. And you can be my... Actually, can I turn the other person into... Yes, this is more useful right now. So let's do this. So that we have a vaccine type. We need one. Because this game heavily encourages having a variety of different Digimon in your party at all times. Well, we can't have every variety at the moment because of memory storage. See that number down below? So we can't do anything else, but because these are all going to require like level 30 something to Digivolve, again, I'm not going to worry about it too much. Eventually we will get things that allow us to increase our memory. But we do not have one at the moment. Yeah, that's a nice collection. Not enough to be worth giving to him at the moment. You know, running around is quite the effort. But look, they're following the big dinosaur friends. Where's that? I should save. Yeah. Here I am. Okay. I want sparkles. That's the long way to... I can't help it. My notebook says collect all everything. Even though I don't need everything. Whack! Glad we're on the same page. Hello, wall. No. Fight. I'm a hacker. Your firewall means nothing to me. Chomp. Okay. This one. It doesn't really matter, but still. Super helpful. Ooh. Big jump. I didn't. Haha. Very rude. That's pathetic. Bring it on. Yay. start to get into the useful skills. You don't frighten me. Years! I wish I had some. I'll have to wait until I find some more in the wild. Phew. Because I'm vaccine in your virus, that means it's good. Pop! So you're about to have a bad time, friend. Box. Is this an optional area? Okay. Ooh. Just remembered. Yeah. Ah, look at the little rat thing. Not quite as cute as Pikachu, but you know, that's a tough bar to clear. That's nice. And yes, that one is made of Legos. Look at her. Look at her cute. I have a Lego Digimon. I'll have to figure out how to get one. Nothing you can do. Oh, he picks apart and then he puts himself back together. Adorable and precious. Bad for my heart. Going to save on the off chance something happens, but I should be good. And yes, this guy is attempting to do a terrible Darth Vader impression. I unfortunately am just as bad at it. So I will not be doing one for you guys today. How do you know this URL? There aren't many outsiders who know about this place. Are you making those breathing sounds yourself? Why do you need a gas mask in cyberspace? We have a question for you. Do we play along with his nonsense, or do we call him an idiot? You're playing along with his nonsense. Oh, you've got potential, kid. Not everyone can speak up with someone else's breathing. You're the leader of this bunch, are you? Let's get to the chase. We just want some information. Tell us what you know about Mephisto. You're doing business with him, ain't you? Where did you hear that? Ryuji gotta be confessed. Sounds like it at home too. His breathing's all off. I know your obligation to answer you. Now get out of here, or we'll end all of your polluted lives, down to the last man. You're doing battle with us. Sorry, but we have no intention of going home empty-handed. Alright, let's do it. This ain't your normal rodeo. Domination battle time. I like these. These are fun. You get points by taking over squares. Some squares are worth a lot of points. first team to the amount of points it says up there wins. That's nice. Let's go up here. I want that. Okay. Yes, yes. Up here. Up here. Okay, we have to... Okay. I'm going to attack you because I want that space. Give me. Well, he's got some meat Digimon. Crunch, crunch. Okay. Doesn't really matter who I attack. Attack you. You really need to kill them. You. Boop. Unfortunately, I do not have a group attack on this guy, so we are just going to have to... let's kill you. But if he does try something stupid, like attack me, well, I'll be able to whip him out of existence. So I will be staying put. Let's do this. This one. Bop, bop. Ryuji is intentionally slightly overpowered because he has some pretty big Digimon for even though they're lower level. Lots of dragons. Because of course Ryuji has dragon Digimon because his name is Dragon. Yeah, you stay right there. So I can kill you with these. Oh, you're gonna come take the bait. Should have. Rawr. Skill. Haha. I win. Your space is mine. Jump! Ah, rude, you survived. Survived that. I win. My space. Okay, so let's have you go up here. Take this. One more. You see, I could just move forward, but and win instantly. And I'm gonna do that. Just because, yeah. I win. Hee Gimme, gimme. And that's a decent chunk of XP for all my friends. Wait, I beg of you. Some of the polluted air, it got in my lungs. Oh, for real, this isn't a tribute to my favorite movie or anything. Alright, time to drop the act. Got that right. Now why don't you go ahead and spill the beans like a good boy? I'd be quick about it, or our newbie here might go hog wild up in this place. Don't let his dopey face fool you. When he flips, he's an animal. An animal, I tell you. Just some other day, some yeah, we're just gonna pretend that section of the conversation didn't happen. It's all bluff, just go with it. Guys like hanging this stuff up with a spoon. Now go on, look natural. Did I mention this game is rated teen? And you better get talkie talk. I mean, too sweet. And knock off that weird talk. Fine, I get it. We hackers gotta obey the alpha hacker after all. We send a signal on a certain bulletin board, then they tell us where the deal will take place. Call him up this second, or else. Grr. Eek, I get it, I get it. We've got a deal coming up soon. You can meet him if you go to the meeting place. And see, was that so hard? I'd call that a job well done. It's finally time for us to meet this mastermind face to face. Chitose, you deal with the cleanup. Alright, just be careful. This guy is no slouch. Chitose will stay here and negotiate with the Steam dealers. We'll give them some other info or malware as compensation for the useful intel. Think of it as the cost of doing business. You take cases from a variety of teams. Yesterday's foes, today's client, and all that. It's too easy to make enemies in our line of work. Doing this is the best way to keep things civil. Jose's good at this kind of thing. All sorts of teams need info brokers, you see. So why do we have to fight, you ask? Well, that's easy. It keeps things simple. Each side knows exactly where they stand with this method. Even hackers aren't exactly a logical bunch. Deal with the mastermind will go down in Kowloon level 2. I'll get ready and head over. We will be doing that next stream, probably. I will be streaming video games intermittently during the week, but if you check the schedule, on Thursday we have a very special stream planned, or at least I have a very special stream planned. I will be reading through and adding commentary to my book that I've written and have published, The Towers of Nine, which is part of my Tower of Memory series. So basically think of director's commentary edition, but for a book instead of for a film. That kind of thing. So if the idea of that kind of content interests you, check back in here on Thursday. If not, well, I'll be again playing this video game until I've completed its story. I probably won't be 100%ing it. Actually, I know I won't be. I haven't, even with all the hours I've put into it. So I will see you whenever that is. Have a nice night, everybody.